Hey everyone, it's Movie Lover 120 here, and I'm here with episode 25 of my Halloween horror movie reviews. And this episode is going to be for one of two. This is the. This and the next episode will be the last two episodes of this season. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, today's episode is going to be for the very first horror movie I ever saw when I got the movie that got me introduced to the horror genre. And that episode is going to be for none other than one of the most underappreciated Tim Burton movies of all time, a film released in 1999, one of his collaborations with Johnny Depp. Yes, this movie is for Sleepy Hollow, aka the live action adaptation of the Headless Horseman tale. Yeah. So, guys, yeah, this will be it. This was the first horror movie I ever saw when I was around middle school age. But before I get into that, let's explain the plot of the movie. So, the Curse of the Headless Horseman, played by Christopher Walken, is the legacy of the small town of Sleepy Hollow. Spearheaded by the eager, constant Ichabod Crane, played by Johnny Depp, and his new world weighs into the quagmire of secrets and murder. Secrets once laid to rest, best forgotten and now reawakened, and he too holding a dark secret of a past once gone. Yeah, so, like I've already said, this was the very first horror movie I ever saw. When I was around middle school age back in 2010, I decided to spend that Halloween trying to watch a horror movie. Since I had never watched them, guys, I was never allowed to watch horror movies as a kid. No. So, now I was around middle school age, around that Halloween, I decided to finally try to watch a horror film because it fits with the Halloween tradition. And Halloween is all about scares and spooks, so my dad found Sleepy Hollow was on TV that night and introduced me to that film as my introduction to horror films. Man, was I glad this film was my introduction to the horror genre, because I find this movie to be a great film. I think it's the most underappreciated Tim Burton movie out there. I mean, yeah, it's liked by many people, but not many people talk about it like they do with Batman, Batman Returns, Edward Scissorhands, and Sweeney Todd. Yeah. So it's not remembered as much by Burton fans. It's a shame because it's just why I think this movie's very underrated. Yeah, I didn't really. It did. I mean, yeah, I can. Yeah, I know it wasn't really too much of a big box office hit at the time it was released, but it still got some positive reviews from critics. I think it was nominated for an Academy Award or something, but not Best Picture, but one of the more not known ones. But anyway, here are the good qualities of this film. The good qualities of this film, like, first off, of course, the acting. All of the actors' performances in this film are amazing, especially from Johnny Depp as Ichabod Crane, Christina Ricci as Katrina Von Tassel, who, by the way, guys, had started moving on to more mature roles after she had gained success with the two Addams Family films as Wednesday Addams and 1995's Casper. Michael Gambon as Mantis Van Tassel, Miranda Richardson as Lady Van Tassel, and Christopher Walken as the Headless Horseman. So yeah. One of these characters actually has a big twist to them I will reveal in a bit, but the movie even has a very gothic and eerie tone that fits with the movie very well, with it being wonderfully directed by Tim Burton. With or without his head, the makeup effects and appearance of the Headless Horseman is pure nightmare fuel. And the scene where Brom chases Ichabod while disguised as the Headless Horseman is a subtle shout to the theory that Brom Bones was actually the horseman in the original book. Some interesting characters too, such as Ichabod Crane, Katrina, Young Masbeth's adventure, to uncover the mystery of the Sleepy Hollow decapitation murders. There's two, and a few creative adjustments in the original story that make the movie even more of another unforgettable Tim Burton movie, even if this one's not as talked about as much of his other more memorable ones. And like, most of the scenes in this movie are very scary well executed, especially with the ones of the Headless Horseman chopping his victims' heads clean off, and some chilling and creepy cinematography that fits the tone perfectly. And now let's get on to And now one of our characters in the film, Lady Van Tassel, is actually a pretty entertaining antagonist, and the twist where she was revealed to be the one controlling the Headless Horseman was absolutely golden. Because like you don't think a character like her would be controlling the Headless Horseman. Like, you don't expect anyone to be controlling the Headless Horseman. At first, when you get introduced to the film, you think the Headless Horseman is just still unborn and still needs some way to be finished off. No. This is actually Headless Horseman is actually being controlled by a citizen from Sleepy Hollow who actually sold her soul to the devil, and she actually was the one who got him killed by the soldiers when she snapped a twig when she was a child. And that alerted the soldiers, and they killed Horseman, and so by cutting off his head. But yeah. But yeah, of course. But yeah, it's still a pretty good twist nonetheless. However, despite those good qualities, there were some bad qualities that do cause me some problems when I see this film. And here are the bad qualities I have with this film. And though a decent movie, I can see why maybe it's not talked about as much as some of the other Tim Burton stuff, because there are many disloyalties to the original story by Washington Irvine, like how Ichabod is a constable instead of a school teacher like in the book, and how the Headless Horseman is under the influence of black magic by Katrina's stepmother, Lady Van Tassel. And as for Christopher Walken, while he seems like, while his performance as the Headless Horseman is awesome, he seems kind of like a wasted talent here, because he doesn't really speak a single word in the whole film, and only admonishing his witnesses with and making a few shouted commands to his horse. Really, but then again, the character is not really meant to talk, so it would kind of go against the character if they ever made him talk while he had his head on. And also the scene where that little boy Thomas and his parents are killed by the Headless Horseman. I think I found that part probably extremely disturbing, especially when the horseman beheaded the little boy Thomas off screen. However, despite those bad qualities, once again, I consider Sleepy Hollow a very underrated film, and it's easy worth checking out if you are a Tim Burton fan, and probably a perfect way to get introduced to your first horror film if you ever start watching horror films. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for my review of Sleepy Hollow, and here's how I'm going to rank it. I am going to give Sleepy Hollow an 8 out of 10. And there we go. That wraps up the episode of Sleepy Hollow. So, what's going to be the season finale for this year? Well, I haven't thought too much about it yet, but actually, this season finale was going to be for a sequel to a movie that I reviewed about a few weeks ago. One of the more family-friendly reviews I did. Yes. No. It's a sequel to a film that came out in 1991. I reviewed the first one, and it's one of the more family-friendly films. Yes. The season finale is going to be Addams Family Values, the sequel to the 1991 live-action movie, the even better sequel to me. So yeah, that's going to be the finale. So stay tuned for that, but I think it'll be around Saturday. So yeah. But until then, that'll be it for this video. Thank y'all for watching. If you like this and want to see more, and don't forget to like, subscribe to Movie Lover 120.